Okay, I finally did it. Finally got myself a Gorilla cart. I saw these other YouTubers getting these free. Obviously, they're significantly larger audience than mine. But I picked this up for my own money. It's on a fall sale right now for $150 at a local big box. This is 7.2 cubic foot. So it's the bigger one. It says it has a new design that dumps better. Let's see if this is actually worth it and how hard it is to put together. All right, packed up very nicely, tightly within the poly cart, which makes assembly a little bit worse, but it easily fit in the back of my car. So that's a benefit of getting it home. That's nice. The wheels actually have bearings in them. Good start. As opposed to just bushings, non-movable, and usually plastic. They wear out after a while and that's junk. So not the cheapest thing in the world, but seems like a sturdy design so far. All right, this is kind of cool. I got to give them props. We've got the installation directions, step 1 through 7. But anyway, on the hardware, it's labeled by step and packaged by step. So there's no question of, oh, is this the 40 millimeter, the 30 millimeter bolt? That's pretty cool. I think that's the first time I've seen that, but it makes a lot of sense. And we can just pop it out of there. And we've got what we need for step 1. Step 3, rear axle. Now this step we put the tires on, but before I do that, I gotta say I'm impressed with the hardware here. It's not just those cheap pins that you push in and bend over. It's actual kind of spring-loaded pins. Zinc plated, it looks like. Nice hardware. Of course, we're paying for it, but it's always good to feel like you're getting something decent for your money. All right, that was not as painful as I was expecting after I saw the box. It was well engineered to make it as easy as possible and packed down as small as possible. All details that make a big difference. So they use these large square-headed pieces with recesses in the poly body. So you don't have to hold both sides of the bolt. It's captured here. So you just have to tighten the nut on the other side. Same thing on these bolts. They put nut captures in the latch assembly. That's really attention to detail that makes assembly very nice. Once you're in use, you're not going to notice that stuff, but I appreciate it for assembly. Doesn't really cost them a lot more money, but more design time and a little more detail on their injection molds. But first impressions, it rolls really nicely on these rather large pneumatic tires. I almost wish they weren't pneumatic. We'll see how they hold up over time, but that is a bit of a pain when you get a flat on something like this. Some of the newer, just hard rubber, doesn't pull quite as easily. It is nice to have a little forgiveness of the pneumatic. But like I said, I know these are gonna go flat at some point in the future. But right now they're fine. Large handle on the front. So as you pull up, it unlatches for you, which is kind of nice. And then rotates down exactly flat with the ground. So the idea is you can completely empty it without having to shake it or whatever. So we'll see how that works in practice, but it's kind of a neat engineering piece to make this sit flat on the ground. You see how the back tires pinch in, make that happen. First job, we need to clean all the garden out. So we'll throw it in there, see how much it can hold. Okay, we got one garden bed loaded in the wagon. Let's go see how it dumps. Hey, that was pretty darn good. That works pretty darn good. There is only just a little tiny bit of dirt that's left over. All right, here we've got a load of wood. Handles it very nicely. The shape of it, it is just shy of 24 inches wide. So a standard piece of firewood is 16 inches long, easily fits in there, and it's a much better rectangular shape than a standard wheelbarrow. I've hauled a lot of firewood in a wheelbarrow, and you got to stack it different ways so it doesn't fall out, and you can maximize the load, but this one, just the shape is more conducive to hauling wood. So really good job. And the sides are higher, so if you go over a side hill, it's not falling out. Evening. So here we are, we've got enough firewood for an evening of fire without having to have that stack of wood right in the yard by the fire pit. Really good setup. A few things really stand out for this: the size of the tires and the fact that you've got 4 over 1 on a wheelbarrow. Easier to get over curbs and obstacles like that, to park it in the stones here out of the way. The design of the dump is very good. That poly bed, if you throw the firewood in it, especially if it's cold, you could probably crack it. So steel's a little bit more durable, but steel dent and rust on you, so that's a bit of a compromise design wise, but I like the poly piece of it. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I think you would be too. Not going to be disappointed if you buy the Gorilla cart. This is the 7.2 cubic feet model. Thanks for watching. Adios.